Do you think the younger generation, Shawn, will look at what Manny Pacquiao is doing here and saying, look, this is a guy willing to step in there against the best to get the richest fight possible. I need to do the same. It's going to be a trend-setting thing.
I just asked Keith if he had watched The Kings yet, and basically was asking him that because if you watch The Kings, this isn't anything new. This is like a part of history. Guys come out of retirement to kind of reclaim their glory. They come out of retirement chasing glory. They come out of retirement for the paychecks, and I mean the list goes on. So we've seen this before, and I think that if you watch The Kings, you see it multiple times with Leonard specifically, but you see it again with Duran. I didn't know that part of the story of Duran's story, and you even see it with Hearns, which I was aware of. But you see this part of history. You see guys chasing glory, and you see guys conquer it. You know, so if anything, we need to take a look at history and use that as a possibility as well. You know, I do. I think that to your question, I think that the younger generation should look at what Manny Pacquiao is doing and understand that we each have our own legacy. And if we understand what we want our legacy to be, if we understand what we want out of life, out of this sport, don't stop until you get it, you know. And there is clearly something that Manny hasn't achieved yet, or something else that he saw that he wants to achieve. So I appreciate it.
There's a lot of legacy-defining fights that could be made at 147.
Yeah, man.
What's the next fight for you?
I don't know. And I'll go ahead and say this: they showed the on the video. They showed that the champions right now, obviously Errol Spence Jr., and then they also show your Dennis Ugas and Jamal James with the WBA, and they of course show Terrence Crawford. And I've been publicly saying that I wanted that Terrence Crawford fight. I do want that fight. But we talk about our side of the yard. I kind of looked over at Keith. I didn't say it, but I was like, why don't you go get Ugas? I'll go get Jamal, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do after that. So, just saying all that to say, there's a lot of great fights to be made. This is a great time to be in the sport, and I think that if we all make the right decisions and do the right things, we all can kind of lead the sports with our head held high.
What's ultimately the thing that's stopping from you fighting Terrence Crawford? You've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know. I can't. I don't really like to speculate, and all that kind of stuff. I understand the business of boxing, but when it comes to different promoters working together and networks working together and all that kind of stuff, the only thing that I can say is I've seen it work once, now almost twice recently with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. So it gives me hope that something can be done, and I would love something like that for myself and for Terrence Crawford. Obviously you guys see me, I'm sold on it, but I don't know if it'll happen, and I'm not salty about it.
When you watched Thurman fight Pacquiao, did you think Thurman was shocked at first by the speed and because of her decision?
I'm telling you, it takes a minute. It takes a minute, and if we talk in terms of boxing, and what I mean by a minute, it could take upwards to 2 or 3 rounds for you to kind of settle into everything that Manny's doing. And so with that being said, yeah, I do think that Keith was a little shocked. I think that he was ready, but not ready enough. And Manny's one of those guys. You got to come to the ring ready.
I appreciate you,
Good
Shawn.
to see you guys.
Thank you. Yeah.